This episode of the ZuLoo Poodcast is sponsored by ZuLoo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.
It's the exact same tap water that comes out of your sink, and people think that just because it seems like it's coming from the toilet, like they think that it's going to be dirty water or like water that they can't use. But because Omigo has a T-valve that connects to the clean water supply line, which is actually filling the tank, the water never even touches your toilet before washing you. So it is perfectly clean water, the same water you brush your teeth with.
Oh, no. Don't give anybody any ideas of brushing their teeth with their Omigo bidet.
Welcome to the ZuLoo Poodcast, where we talk all things poop, toilets, and sanitation. Through insightful news, impact stories, and quirky humour, we aim to discuss and highlight the critical role toilets play in whisking poop out of our lives, the impact toilets have, or lack thereof, in the health and wellness of humanity, and what ZuLoo is doing to help solve the current global sanitation crisis.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the ZuLoo Poodcast. We're excited to have you tuning in for another week of awesome toilet talk, poo news, all fun stories, awesome products. We'll talk a little bit about it a little bit later, but
we got some Omigo in the house.
We got some Omigo in the house. It's who we had the pleasure of speaking with this week.
I know. That's why Jocelyn came.
Yeah.
She was saying, no, never again. I'm not going to be on the podcast, the Poodcast. And I'm like, well, how about we entice you with these Omigo travel bidets?
As long as there's cute presents involved, I'm here. And these are pink. They're adorable.
I know. And she's like, I don't want a green one, a blue one. I want a pink one. I'm like, okay, we'll get some pink ones. So
we can do that.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, always, guys. You bring the food and the presents and I'll show up.
I love it.
Every day's Christmas here at ZuLoo.
Every day's Christmas here at ZuLoo. Yeah, speaking of which, we, not Christmas, but our last time we had Who Gives a Crap toilet paper on our desk, it was Christmas themed. And now it's wildlife themed. So here's our
this just came today.
Snow owl. What have you got on your side, Jocelyn?
I've got these beautiful monarch butterflies.
They are
This
beautiful.
is actually very cute. And then I just noticed this little green or yellow gecko lizard thing.
Oh, he's cute.
The flat-tailed gecko.
Hold him up to one of the cameras.
He is very sweet.
What's the fun fact that they include? Kind of like Laffy Taffy.
This gecko's pancake flat posterior that sets it apart from the rest of the reptiles. A dagger-shaped tail with serrated sides. A lizard with an edge.
Oh,
yeah, baby. This is the
Whoa.
guy you want in your toilet right here.
Seriously. This just came today. And you know how we had that crazy thunderstorm today?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I literally walked out like maybe 30 minutes before because it was kind of windy. And I see this box from Who Gives a Crap sitting there. And I'm thinking, I didn't get like an email notification. And I thought it was going to take a few days,
Yeah.
But I literally ordered it like, I think yesterday. And it was
Oh
showed
my
up.
gosh, wow.
That's cool.
And I'm like, I'm so glad I just wandered out here because 30 minutes later, just down. I mean, it would have just.
That box would have been destroyed.
Yeah,
This is all
disintegrated though.
It all just turned into bamboo mush, It's all natural bamboo.
Yeah.
So
it's
anyway,
true.
just serendipitous,
Wow, good thing that happened.
walked outside.
Fast
Every once in
delivery.
a while you should walk outside. You never know it.
Yeah.
You never know what
There might-
goodies
Yeah.
the toilet gods may bring you.
I know.
You might have some gecko toilet paper on your front
I know.
doorstep.
And we did. We got owl, we got
feel like this
butterflies, we
Toilets blocking this
There's-
frog.
got some frog going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but
Anyway,
everybody already knows we love Who Gives a Crap. This episode is about Omigo, our new friends. So we'll listen to Kaylee's episode in a little bit. But first, let's hear some poo news.
yes, the poo news. I know you guys. That's why you guys tune in every week because you're like, what's going on?
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
forget the presents.
Yeah, you want to know
Poo
what's
news.
going
Yeah.
on in the poo world, right?
I want to stay up. to date.
So it turns out Alabama's in the news today. Both articles
Oh.
are about Alabama. Have you been to Alabama?
I have.
Okay, Alabama, awesome, great, just great culture, people. Anyway, but some great fun news comes out of Alabama now and again.
We've had some sad news the last couple weeks, so tell us you brought us some good news from Alabama.
This one's kind of scary news. Maybe your worst nightmare. Right here. This is from the
gators in the toilet.
I was just going to say it's got to be something in the toilet.
This is the Eufaula, Alabama Police Department reported that a man called in and said that he found a snake in his toilet.
Yeah.
It turned out it was a harmless gray rat snake.
Ooh, that doesn't sound harmless.
But
sounds gross.
I don't know. Can you guys see this picture here? Would this freak you out or what?
Oh, what? That is not harmless.
That's
so
huge.
maybe we can put this up on the video.
My gosh! Wait, that's kind of a weird toilet.
So you're going to the bathroom, you open it up, and that would surprise me. That would.
Surprise isn't the word I would use. I might be dead. I might just go into cardiac arrest and die on the bathroom floor.
Maybe scare the poop out of you.
Man.
Wow.
Anyway, so pictures are more powerful than you found a snake in the toilet, and then you guys see the picture.
So what did it come through the pipe?
They said that it doesn't really say if it came in through the power, but I think it just found a hiding spot and.
Because I feel like you'd notice that if that was slithering throughout your home and found its way to the toilet.
Yeah. So anyway, they speaking of wildlife and we don't have a snake themed toilet paper here, but maybe that's another idea for Who Gives a Crap.
I don't know.
We should do a snake version.
Maybe they purposefully.
this
is an orangutan.
It's close, but.
Yeah, maybe they purposefully did that because there are plentiful stories of people becoming injured.
Injured?
Yes, because they'll sit down on the toilet without realizing that there's a snake in the toilet. Yes.
On the bum?
On places more sensitive than the bum.
Oh my gosh. I would.
Yes.
I can't even imagine.
You literally
even imagine.
Literally could. I do remember listening to one podcast that had crazy wildlife stories, and one happened to a gentleman in the Philippines. He went into his bathroom, sat on the toilet very early in the morning, and felt a pinch, and he was like, "Oh, what is that pinch?" And so then he stood up, and it was still connected to him, but it had latched itself to his scrotum. But he didn't. But get this, he didn't try to get the snake off or anything. Instead, he sent a picture to his brother, and his brother's he's bleeding all over the toilet, and his brother's like, "What is happening to you?" And he's like, "Well, the snake was in my toilet."
To have the presence of mind to say, "Oh wait, I'm going to pull my camera out and do a selfie."
Oh my gosh! But I feel like guys never go to the bathroom without their phone, so it was probably just right there.
Yeah,
it's right there. Yeah, it's convenient.
Maybe he was on it.
Oh,
and then it was just
he was doing Wordle
already in between his legs shot.
Oh my gosh!
We should find that photo. Do you have it?
I will try to find it. Yeah,
okay.
I remember it not being as bloody as I thought it was, but still to.
Yeah, what would you type in? Scrotum.
Yeah, be careful.
Man, scrotum, snake. I can imagine a lot of things.
Scrotum.
A lot of things would come up.
That could
so
come
be careful. Be careful.
Maybe I'll just try to find the podcast.
Maybe take a buddy with you. Have your husband there. You'll be glad to know that they removed the snake and without harming it, and released it back into a more suitable habitat.
It's great.
I wonder if that was just as traumatizing for the snake, because who knows what he saw.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to interview the snake. Yeah. Hey, how was that? Were you treated fairly?
My parents often will find rattlesnakes outside their property because they live right in the foothills. But we have yet to find one in a toilet, or even they have 3 levels to their home. They live on the top floor. And so we have yet to find one in either floor.
Are they in Utah?
Uh-huh.
I've never heard of that happening here, but when I lived in Texas, every time it would rain, and you're from Texas, so I'm sure you've had lots of stories.
Yeah, flooding. Yeah, you'd find not little rat snakes. You find water moccasins, which are bad boys up in the rafters.
What? Really?
Crazy places. Yeah. That's why I live here.
Seriously, I was so unprepared for the bugs and like everything actually is bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
The mosquitoes look radioactive. Everything is just huge.
Oh, yeah.
And when it rains, people die every time it rains. Like the rain is huge. And then the snakes are huge and they all come up. I had a neighbor who found one in her fireplace, in her chimney, hanging down.
What?
I know.
How does that even happen?
I don't know.
I'm so glad you came back.
Oh,
you know.
me too. I loved Texas.
No, I love Texas too, but we don't have to live there. You know?
Yeah. A few too many bugs and too many floods. It was wild.
Yeah. So the news is about Alabama today.
Right. Back to Alabama.
Back to Alabama.
Which is close to Texas.
Yeah.
Kind of. You got Louisiana, Mississippi.
It's another part of the South.
Alabama. Or I should ask you these geography questions.
Oh, I'm no geography expert.
Where is Alabama on the map?
But you will be proud of me. My husband and I did do one of those like timed races to see who could name as many of the 50 states as possible.
You just beat him. Okay.
And I beat him, which is amazing because Christian's great at geography.
Okay.
Did you get all 50?
I got 48.
That is impressive.
I think I forgot New Hampshire.
Oh,
yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah. Easy to forget. Yeah.
No offense, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
But, you got a little bitty state. I mean, Puerto Rico gets the same thing. Puerto Rico?
Costa Rica? You're in South America?
Where is that? Mexico?
Yeah. Yeah, no, Alabama.
But yeah,
Alabama.
Everybody knows where Alabama is. Big football team. The other news story out of Alabama is, so back in 2017, the infamous New York's poop train. Did you hear this story?
Yes, they shipped their poop.
The poop.
So a lot of people don't know that. Like, how does New York, Manhattan, 10 million people where's all the poop go?
Yeah.
Well, they ship it out on barges and then they put it on trains. And then sometimes those trains go all kinds of places, to go dump their loads. Right. And this was back in 2017. It made news in Alabama because this train all this New York poop made its way to Alabama and parked itself in the middle of town.
Oh my God.
And just sat there. Trains just sit there for a while sometimes. It's like, oh, what's in that? Is that oil in that car? Or is that milk in there? No,
stinky train.
It was a stinky train.
Ugh.
And it stunk up the whole town. And it was like all the neighbors getting their guns out. They're going to go blow up, burn the train down, Well, guess what happened the other day?
That happened again?
Happened again.
Well, I mean,
the same train.
Is Alabama giving permission for New York to ship their poop there? Like, what do they do with it once they get to Alabama?
I think there was like an agreement between the governors. Yeah.
Well, so sometimes it's like on its way to, they'll do, maybe not necessarily in Alabama, but maybe it's passing through.
Right.
And, trains it's like, oh, well, we have to stop and go to a sidecar or a side rail while this other train. And sometimes, trains, they get lost or they're sitting there and they sit there for a long time. And boy, if it's sitting in your town.
Yeah, that's
you used to live close to a train yard.
I did, yeah.
So could you imagine if the New York poop train made its way to your town?
I can't because I also used to live next to a dog food factory.
Oh, yeah.
And that was...
that's worse.
Every 2 days or something when they'd start making the dog food, the stench was just
bad. Yeah, I used to live in that same neighborhood. They'd make, and then the next door neighbors they're making pipes, dog food pipes, and
the train yard is close to us.
And then you never know the New York poop train might just show up and just mix it all together,
But what's the end destination for the poop train?
Probably like agriculture would be my guess.
Oh,
to use as fertilizer.
It's on its way to a landfill somewhere.
Yeah,
and there were 8 empty rail cars, and they just kind of sometimes, but to happen in the same spot.
So I'm moving out of that town.
Yeah,
5 years later, it's like,
dang it,
these guys. So New York, stop it. Figure out some other place to put it. Don't send it to Alabama.
Yeah.
Don't put it in the ocean.
Gotta go somewhere.
Don't send it over to New Jersey.
Send it to northern New York where you got a bunch of agriculture.
Yeah,
use it to fertilize your plants.
I've driven through New York. I'm like, this is New York. Wow, look at all these farms.
Yeah.
Probably plenty of places to put it, but don't send it to Alabama.
Don't send it to Alabama. Duly noted. Well, let's hop into our interview with Kali over at Omigo. Enjoy. Well, Kali from Omigo, welcome to the ZuLoo Poodcast. We are so delighted to have you on the show. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to talk to you both today.
Thank you. Well, I would love it if you would give our audience a little introduction into Omigo, what you guys do, what do you sell? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. So Omigo is a direct-to-consumer modern bidet brand, and it is our mission to get a bidet on every toilet in America. So in doing that, we have a few products out, and we have bidet seats, bidet attachments, portable travel bidets, and we also have bidet towels. So, yeah.
Okay, I have to admit, I am not familiar with the bidet towel.
Yeah, for sure. Not too many people are familiar with bidet towels. They're a little newer to the scene. So I have a little box right here. And these are little bamboo towels. They're made of sustainable bamboo fiber. And the purpose of them is that you use them to pat dry after you use one of our bidets. So therefore you are saving a bunch more toilet paper, and then you can just wash them and reuse them. So super sustainable alternative to TP.
Well, and those have been around. I mean, I see them in Europe all the time. You know, if you see a bidet in Europe, you do see a little towel there, and you're always kind of wondering, I wonder what that little towel's for. You know, is that the dry? No, it's for patting yourself dry a little bit. You know, and hopefully you don't pat too hard, but you know. But yeah, I saw those, and you know, I think that certainly, I think the next step when you talk about. I mean, because obviously using a bidet, you're going to use less toilet paper. It's a little more safer on your bottom area anyway. And yet, you know, we still tend to default to toilet paper. So the fact that you're coupling that, and you see a lot of bidets on the market out there, you know, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people selling bidets, but I think you guys are awesome because you take one step further and say, hey, here's another alternative that you can certainly use, which again, isn't a new idea, but again, maybe reintroducing that to the consciousness of America, like you said, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I know we're always talking about different ways to be even more sustainable, and how can we take this bidet and introducing bidets to Americans and take it a step further in more sustainable business practices, more sustainable packaging, and bidet towels.
I appreciate the education because, it's just something I've never been to Europe. So I didn't even know that they had those there. And I think that's, you've educated one more American today. I am curious, Kali, you run Omigo's social media, right?
Yes.
So, and I've watched a couple of your TikToks and they're phenomenal. Like,
thank you.
Great job on them. They're really incredible.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know from the work that you do with Omigo, what is one of the challenging parts of introducing the concept of a bidet to the American market?
Yeah, for sure. So I found that one of the big challenges of introducing bidets to the American market is that a lot of people don't even know what bidets are. And there's a lot of misconceptions about bidets out there. Like, do you need to install plumbing, or how do they work? Are you really clean afterwards? So I found with social media, I do a lot of education about how bidets work and how they really are better for you in the long run, better for your wallet, better for your health, and better for the environment as well. And we always get those funny questions, like people getting really nitty gritty with questions. And it's interesting to see people really not knowing how bidets really function, because it's just a new concept for American bathrooms. Overseas, they have bathrooms in public restrooms too. And here it's just a newer concept, getting it, how to get clean in a different way, where we're so used to toilet paper,
Well, what's the craziest question you've ever gotten on social media or otherwise?
So some crazy questions. We've had some customers ask, if the water, is really intense enough to go inside of you. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. It is a gentle stream of water and it is very effective. But no, that is not part of the process.
I've always talked to people that are a little bit nervous, about am I going to be injured in some way?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have any injuries with our bidets. They are designed to have that perfect stream of water that gets you really clean without any extra discomfort or anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think, Kaylee, the TikTok that I was just so impressed with, because one of the most common questions we hear about bidets is about where the water comes from and if it's, safe or whatever. So your TikTok, you putting on your goggles and tasting I don't know. I can't the toilet water. I was like, this girl is hardcore and she knows what she's talking about because it's normal plumbing water that's used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the exact same tap water that comes out of your sink, and people think that just because it seems like it's coming from the toilet, they think that it's going to be dirty water or water that they can't use. But because Omigo has a T-valve that connects to the clean water supply line, which is actually filling the tank, the water never even touches your toilet before washing you. So it is perfectly clean water, the same water you brush your teeth with.
Oh, no. Don't give anybody any ideas of brushing their teeth with their Omigo bidet over the toilet. I can see somebody doing that.
We do get a lot of jokes about people oh, can I drink out of this? And I'm like, I mean, anything's possible. That's not what it's intended for, but
Worst comes to worst, I suppose you could.
Yeah.
I guess if you ever get super thirsty while you're on the toilet, I mean, maybe that's an option, right?
I love it. Well, Kaylee, I'm interested if you would tell us, before working for Omigo, did you yourself use a bidet?
That's a great question. So I had not used a bidet before working for Omigo. I think the only time I had encountered one was when I was about 12 or 13 on a trip to Japan. And so I remember trying it for the first time on that trip. And I was just amazed at how clean I felt and amazed at the technology. And the seat was warm, the water was warm. You get this really great clean feeling and you feel shower fresh. And at the time I didn't know that bidets were really, going to gain popularity in the US and they were going to be actually really easy to install in the American bathroom. So when I found Omigo, I was really excited because our products are designed for the North American bathroom and designed to be easy to install. It takes about 20 minutes-ish. So once I found that out, I started working for Omigo and put a bidet on every toilet in my apartment. I cannot live without them anymore. There's no going back once you try one.
Well, yeah, traditionally you'd have a separate unit altogether, right? And it was relatively expensive. I think maybe that's why Americans sort of got rid of it because it was one more thing to install in the bathroom, more pipes, more space and all that. So but you guys make it awesome and just replace your existing toilet seat with the bidet system and tie it right in. That's great.
Yeah.
Maybe tell us about the history of the company. I don't know how long you've been there, but it's a really cool name, Omigo. What's the history of the company?
Yeah, for sure. So Omigo was founded by a father-son duo named Tom and Thomas. And they started Omigo back in, I want to say 2017. And so from there, we started, manufacturing these bidets and marketing them to the American market. And since then, Omigo has really grown to be a really good community of bidet lovers, people who are interested in bidets and people who want to learn more. And so I've worked really closely with both Tom and Thomas, and they're fantastic. They're super passionate about bidets. They're super passionate about helping people live more green and more healthy. And everybody at the company is really behind that mission. Like I've said before, we're all about sustainability. And everybody is like, you could get anyone in the company talking about bidets and they could go on and on forever.
That's awesome. I think I read on your website that Omigo is also bred out of a love for clean behinds, right? And innovative technology, which, as Darren was speaking to, Omigo's toilet seat bidet combo really speaks to that, because a lot of other bidet, installers, they're just like a tiny switch and a valve. And it's not quite the same, right? It's not breaking the market. It's a little bit tricky to like get onto the toilet. And so I'm curious to know, in your conversations with Tom and Thomas, and maybe also in your work, just, having been introduced to the world of bidets and toilet seats, what do you see as maybe up and coming in the future as far as bidet technology goes?
Yeah, that's a really awesome question. It's always really exciting to think about like the future for bidets and what future innovations we could make. So definitely one of our main focuses is how do we make our products even more sustainable than they already are? So we actually upcycle all of our returns. And that is part of our process. So they don't get reused, the bidets, they get taken apart and then the spare parts are used to upcycle. And then we also want to improve like the air dryers, because we find that that's an area where people really want that air dryer to be as effective as possible, so that they can completely cut out TP. And then we always get like people asking questions about like, oh, does this play music? Like this looks like a spaceship, So maybe one day your Omigo, you can plug in your phone and play your favorite song while you're going to the bathroom. Who knows?
Oh man, if Omigo had a USB charging like port for a phone, like that's it. You'd be in it for life.
Yeah, you would never leave the toilet. You could just sit and like charge your phone. It would be perfect.
Literally the throne of your home.
Yes.
The place people want to go and sit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your legs might fall asleep after a while, but
But that's okay. It's a small price to pay.
Maybe we'll have a bidet with a recliner,
That's right.
Yeah.
Little pillow for your head.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. You have a lot of new. It's not just all about bidets, and of course you got the bamboo towels, but then you've also got this cool travel bidet, and that's something I think I would definitely want to buy, because I do travel a lot, and it's that's one of the downsides of traveling, because you don't my bidet is at home, and you just don't run into one where most places you go. So tell us about the travel bidet. That looks like a relatively new product, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the travel bidet came out earlier this year, and it is fantastic. I actually have one right here on my desk. So it is a collapsible travel bidet. So you can see how compact it is. This about 4 or 5 inch tall device. But then when you expand the base, it has this flexible base that you can fill with warm or cool water, whatever suits your fancy. And then there's a pop-up nozzle as well. And then you just fill it with that warm or cool water. You invert it and you spray. And you can get the most precise aim you want. You can refill it and get multiple washes if you want. And they can fit in a backpack or a purse or your luggage, whatever you want to pack them in. They're super convenient. I hate having to leave home and not having my bidet with me. So that's definitely one of my favorite products that came out recently is the travel bidet.
So you take it unfilled into the bathroom, and then you just fill it up before you go into the bathroom stall. Is that the idea?
Yeah. So you would fill it up at the sink, and then you invert it and you spray. Yeah.
And then it just runs on a battery. Is that all it works like that? Yeah.
No, there's they're non-electric actually. So there's no electricity involved, no need to worry about changing batteries. When you invert it and when you squeeze the bottle, it actually has pretty good water pressure. I was very surprised the first time I used it. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about sustainable, just squeezing it. That's great. I mean, I was picturing you what if my batteries weren't working or something, but that's cool.
Yeah, no, that would, you never have to worry about running out of batteries and getting stranded somewhere. Like it's really great.
I'm not gonna lie though, I would be a little bit nervous of like making a whole mess of myself, like water everywhere, looking like I wet myself. I don't know how I would do that, but like clumsy me feels like I would find a way to do that.
Yeah, no, I think like maybe a couple practice runs, before you leave home, and just get the feeling down, get your aim right. And then once you build up that muscle memory, you'll be good to go wherever you go. So
you can do it blindfolded,
Yeah. Becomes second nature, just like using a bidet.
Smart.
Well, Kelsey, I think you know what you're going to get for Christmas right now. Because maybe that's on the list.
Maybe that's on the list. I hope I've been good enough for Santa to come and give me a portable bidet.
Yeah, maybe it'll happen. That's great.
I love it. Well, awesome. Sorry, Karen, I cut you off. What were you
I was just going to ask, what do you think is the most? What do you see in the? So, is it U.S. market mainly you're targeting? Do you guys have any sales outside the U.S. or is it mainly U.S. customers?
Yeah, so Omigo, we typically work with U.S.-based customers because we are direct to consumer. We do ship like straight from our warehouses to our customers. So right now we're just based in the U.S., but hopefully one day Omigo could go worldwide. I don't know.
Oh, with a name like Omigo, I think it would do well anywhere.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Great.
We'd love to see that. We have the opportunity to talk to a lot of people in the toilet sanitation space. And particularly Darren and I had the opportunity to talk to an author by the name of Rose George recently. She wrote a book all about sanitation worldwide and really the huge disparity there is in the American market versus basically everywhere else in the world with bidets and bidet technology. I think that's so cool that you were able to travel to Japan and experience that because Japanese toilets are like next level.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the toilets that the rest of the world aspires to be like. Would you mind telling us your experience there? What was that like experiencing a Japanese toilet and a bidet for the first time? Did somebody teach you how to use it? What was that like for you?
Yeah, so I was pretty young. I was 12 or 13, but when I went to Japan, we were staying with my aunt and uncle, and they had the bidet in their house because, they were pretty standard in Japanese homes and still are. So my uncle, he kind of gave us like a little warning before we went to the bathroom, like, oh, we have a bidet, just so you know. And then, of course, my whole family, like, oh, you have our attention, like our interest is piqued. And we all, like, everybody tried it during the course of our stay there. And I think experiencing the Japanese bidet, all the bells and whistles that it has, like, with Omigo, we are definitely trying to give that same experience to our customers. Like, how can we improve our technology, to measure up to these, mythical Japanese bidets that everybody hears about, and everybody thinks of bidets and they think of Japanese bidets. So what we're trying to do is make a product that is just as effective and just as luxurious and has all those same bells and whistles. But something that is designed for the American consumer, and for American bathrooms. Like a lot of Americans have smaller bathrooms, small apartments, and we want to make it as easy as possible for them to get on a bidet.
Yeah, I've got two questions as we kind of wrap up. But number one, what's your most popular product that you're selling right now? And then number two, Kelsey was mentioning Rose George and her, she just wrote a book about blood and menstruation issues. It seems like the travel bidet could be helpful, not just to clean your bum, but for women's hygiene as well. And so is that something, sorry for two questions at once, but maybe tell us your bestseller, and then maybe do you guys try to market in the feminine hygiene space as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Two awesome questions. So I would say our top seller is definitely the Omigo luxury bidet seat. That was the first bidet we came out with. And, ever since then, it is our top of the line bidet seat. It has all the bells and whistles, the heated seat, the nightlight, the adjustable nozzle position, the remote control. And so everybody really loves that one because it was our first and it was our best. So, it's for those looking for all the luxurious features, like that's definitely the bidet to go. And to answer your second question about, are we marketing in this women's health, feminine hygiene space? We definitely are. That's something we keep in mind with menstrual health. We've published a couple blogs about how, bidets can be beneficial to those who menstruate. They can be beneficial to people who, have that time of the month and need a little extra help staying clean. We think about it a lot in our marketing. Like we're not just marketing to, men or women. We're marketing to everyone who is interested in being cleaner and in helping to save the environment with little changes in their lives.
Because it's a separate setting, is it not? You've got a rear function, and then there's a feminine function as well, right?
Yeah. So the Omigo bidet seat has a front wash feature, and it is really helpful. Like it gets a different angle than the back wash, so it kind of aims at the front and then gives you a really great clean. And it's the same situation with the backwash where you can customize your water temperature and water pressure and spray width and everything to really help those who need it get a really good frontal cleanse.
That's really awesome. That's 50% of the people in the world that need that. And who doesn't want to be more hygienic? Who doesn't want to be cleaner, feel cleaner? I think we could all agree that the bathroom is a space where the cleaner we can get it, the happier we are, the better we feel, the less space it takes up in the mind, right? So that's amazing. Kaylee, thank you so much for being on the ZuLoo Poodcast. We have so enjoyed speaking with you, getting to know Omigo a little bit more, getting to know you a little bit more. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to, talk more about Omigo anytime. And hopefully Santa can bring you that collapsible travel bidet for Christmas.
Oh, yes. I know. Keep being good. Just a few more months.
You gotta stay good between now and then. That's the challenge, right?
Yeah, you gotta stay good between now and then. I love it. And Kaylee, we'll see you on TikTok and on Instagram for more awesome content. Thank you for bringing that educational space to the forefront. That's really a big deal, especially in the wash sector. And so we'll be seeing you around and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kaylee. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Okay, Kaylee and Omigo.
Omigo is our amigos.
Amigos, somos amigos. And
I'm so excited.
I'm so
open one of
me
these.
Too. I can't. Darren, can we get our?
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to open.
Which one's mine? Okay.
Okay.
I
So these are their
Trevor,
travel bidets.
Look how cute.
So this is I actually ordered this right after the interview, and they got here pretty fast. These are their travel bidets, and Omigo, as you heard in the interview, they they sell mostly bidets, like different kinds, high end, very low end, between different price points. This is because we travel a lot, and so this is their travel bidet. So check it out.
So curious.
Perfect.
It kind of looks like a little Russian doll without a face.
You should just paint one on there.
Yeah. And I should read the instructions before I start just pulling things apart.
Yeah. So basically you
empty bidet after each use. Good to know.
Yeah. So this is fully erect, or fully.
I don't know if that's the word you want to use, but the shape of
ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So what you do is you would
expanded.
Yeah, you would open it up and then you would take it. You would. I think you're supposed to remove this.
Okay, this is sticker. Oh, there's a power button. What does that mean?
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Okay. Yeah. So there's
What happened?
It's spring loaded.
Oh.
Yeah. So push on that,
cool.
and it'll pop up. Okay. There you go.
Now it won't go down.
So
Does
And
it
then
go
you
down if I do this?
Describe this for the listeners.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
That's true. We're
Yeah.
just
So we have a large pink. It looks like a thermos bottle, kind of.
Yes,
Yeah,
like a silicone.
You could probably
water bottle
You could
almost.
probably drink out of it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and this thing that pops up, you have to. I played around with it for a little while, but
Yeah, what do you do?
You if you do it flush, it'll lock into place.
Oh, okay.
I kept pushing it down and it kept on popping back up. But if you push it flush, it'll. So anyway, you fill it up with water. You can fill it up with
So unscrew
warm
the
water,
top.
cold water. Fill it up. You take it in to your bathroom. If you're traveling, you don't have one, and then you're sitting there and you squeeze and empty the water, clean yourself, right? And then you can wash this off, and then it comes with a little travel bag.
Yes, it does. Yeah,
to put in.
Perfect, cute little.
Oops.
So if you were in a
Silky
gas
satin
station
bag.
bathroom, like on a road trip, you could fill this up in the sink before you went into the bathroom. And it is pretty discreet. It collapses down really, really small, and it looks cute.
Yeah, and it goes in this little bag.
It kind of looks like a little
pink
water bottle.
R2D2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could put this in your purse or your backpack or whatever.
Says it's dishwasher safe.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So you don't have to hand wash it.
Yeah,
That's great.
that is great. Can just go in the same container as all
And then
your
I guess I'm
dishes.
still, and then do you squeeze it like this?
Yeah, so when
And
it's
the
full
water
of
will come
water, you would point it at the right place,
Front or back?
front or back,
Front or
and then you're done. You're cleaner than you were before, right?
That is very clever and cute. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. So when you go to San Francisco tomorrow, you should take it with you and try it out.
I will return and report.
That's my
Excellent.
biggest issue, I think, with traveling is you don't run into bidets, And so you go to a really nice hotel or especially like airport bathrooms, you ain't gonna find a bidet there.
Yeah.
So this is your
solution.
go-to option.
It's very cool.
So anyway,
Yeah, and it would for any ladies fit in your purse real nice.
it goes along with your Pixie cup in there and
Yeah,
all your other equipment.
all your
Yeah.
other equipment. That's right.
Yeah.
Women need a lot of equipment.
It's true.
Well,
I need a
maybe
backpack.
I got a blue one for myself because
Weren't feeling
it
the
come
pink
in
color.
An array of colors.
I identify as a man, so I got a blue one.
You want a blue one?
Real men
but
wear
I
pink.
think,
Come
I
on.
think, but I do think they have other colors. I think they have blue, pink. I think they have a couple different colors. But anyway, you should check it out. So Omigo,
As well as their regular bidets.
yeah, all
that
their
you can
bidets. They've
install.
got high end ones, really affordable ones.
Yeah.
if you want to upgrade your toilet,
Which you should do. We're of
Which you
the
should do.
opinion you ought to
Mhm.
do if that's
just live
accessible to
a
you.
little cleaner.
If you've never tried a bidet, don't be afraid. It will change your life. They
Yeah.
are amazing.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yes.
True. Amen.
Amen. Well, thanks for tuning. Stop to save it. Amen. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will see ya, listen to ya, I don't know, next week.
Signing out.
Thank you for listening to the ZuLoo Poodcast. Follow us on social media at our links in the show notes below. To learn more, visit our website, ZuLoo.org. If you liked the podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. For even more ZuLoo fun, send us an email with your toilet stories to podcast@ZuLoo.com for a chance to be featured on the podcast. This episode of the ZuLoo Poodcast is sponsored by ZuLoo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.